Ah, it's working! Yay! Okay, welcome. Also, let's go. This thing gets louder every time I try it. It's kind of a problem. Okay, hopefully people can hear me. Welcome back to Draw Stream. Let me put the music on. Hold on. It got deleted somewhere along the way. Gonna do this, gonna do this. Bam. Alright, I think we're good. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. The echoes continue. Yeah, it sometimes the mic doesn't get recognized for some reason. I don't know why. It's okay, it's working now. Also, the drawing seems to be a little bit small. IDK why this happens, but let's fix that. Every now and then, various things don't quite work out the way they should. Yeah, there are combos here. Apparently there are emote combos. I think it's like 10 different people or something like that. I don't know. Oh wait, it doesn't have to be different people, I think. As long as it's not the same person in a row twice. I think that's how it works. Alright, hold on. First of all, is the music audible? Okay. And then now let's... Oh, was I using Let's View before? I was using Let's View. Why? Maybe I can use Lonely Screen anyways. Seems to be a different size. I think Let's View is less complicated than this. Shall I fix this? Here, let's make this smaller and then fix it, I guess. Nice. Just got an error? Yeah, that's true. Gotcha is broken. Yeah, sorry, hold on. It's still loading. Somehow everything breaks during draw stream. I don't know why. No idea why. I think it's the drawing. It's the power of the drawing. Simply doesn't work. How are you doing, Lynn? I've been busy. I've been busy, but it's always nice to take a little bit of a break and come draw for a little, you know what I mean? I think I won't have to go back to work after this, at least today. So that's kind of nice. The pen is mightier than the equipment. True. Sad but true. Alright, let's see if we can fix the drawing showing up. Give me a second and I can get that started. So let's edit transform. Here. And then turn this off. And then turn this on. And evening off. I get evenings off sometimes. Not as often as I would like, I will admit. Okay. Why is this not working? That's weird. Oh, I see. Hopefully I'm not messing with things that I should not be messing with. Close there. Here. Move on. And cancel. At least we get this Triforce Heroes music in the background while this happens. Not even Lynn's tablet can understand the Zelda timeline. Yeah, blame the timeline. I'm okay with that. It's all the timeline's fault. SMH, why timeline's so difficult? Okay, here. And then let's cut off the right side until this fits a little bit. Is the bottom on... I have a kind of small screen, I can't really see it. Is the bottom like on the target? Here, let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Okay. Close. Does this look fine? I think this looks fine. It's a little off-center, isn't it? We can make it a little bit more off-center. Hold on. Let's edit transform again. And then maybe I'll just kind of shift this whole thing over to the left a little. There. Okay, something like this maybe? I can use some, let me take off some of the top too, right? Don't really need to see those settings. And then if I do this, maybe it'll work? Nice. Okay, and now I click close and things work. Okay, yes. And then one more round of cropping. Pop one from this side, one from this side, and then a little bit from the bottom. And then a little bit from here. Okay. Will this be enough? Okay, that looks fine. Does it look fine? Okay, let's go. Let's get to drawing. Woo! Perfect timing for Fi's theme. Let's go. Welcome, folks. Welcome back to Drawstream, in which I am taking another crack at the Zelda timeline. That is to say, this hecking timeline gets longer every time I work on it. Such is the way that life works. Also, everyone, welcome. Everyone tell Dust welcome. Hello, Dust. It is the wild Dust. Dust has finally freaking retired. Dust, no! Yeah, so, yeah, never streaming again. Untrue. We'll get you back somehow. But yeah, I think Dust is taking either a long or short break from stream. What a good time to have Fi's farewell play, though. Welcome to retirement, Dust. I think Dust is going to... I think you finished... You have so much more time now. That's kind of true, isn't it? I was talking about this with Dust earlier, where I think, for me, streaming has been actually... has opened up more free time to me, because I only play video games when I stream. And that means I have a lot more free time now, because I used to play more video games. But yeah, so... I think Dust has opened up their schedule more. I'm actually excited to see what else you're going to be working on. Dust has worked on a lot of cool hobbies in their free time, so we'll keep an eye on what Dust is doing next. I'm sure I'll be sharing it on here eventually. I know you have some fun plans, Dust, so I'm excited to see it. And also I'm excited to see that you finished Baldur's Gate 3. Yo, what a cool game. What a cool, awesome game. Genuinely, I feel like this is a game that I'm never going to play, so... So the more people I can hear from about it, the more I go like, goddamn, this game is freaking complex. You're a squid. So, now I know what happened to you at the end of the game, huh? That's what you get for eating all those bugs. That's brilliant, I love that. Okay, I think we have to put Ganon's execution in here, and then I think we move on to Twilight Princess. I think that's what's going on here. My goal is to maybe get to, like, the Era of the Wild today. That's possible, right? Right? Questions self. Questions identity. Okay, here, let's do this. You know, I also immediately thought of Splatoon. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. You're a kid, you're a squid, etc., etc. We know the memes. Okay. Hold on, let me just take this, grab all of this stuff, and then we're gonna shuffle it downwards, I think. There. To be honest, I could move the Great Flood too. This isn't necessarily gonna be like... The timelines aren't gonna be parallel to each other, but this is fine. You made a very thoughtful and heavy sacrifice and only almost ate one companion. You get to eat a companion? Holy shit. Who did you pick? Wait, did you eat a companion? You almost ate a companion. Does that include eating them? Okay, so I need like one line maybe for Ganon's execution. I'll put it here. And then we can do execution. Oh wait, but it goes after the imprisoning war. What am I doing? Oh, I love this theme. This is Spirit Tracks. Let's go! Desperate times call for desperate measures. Reminds me of the first prologue chapters of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, which was also my introduction to the Fire Emblem series. Like, they start you off by introducing you to about like 6 characters, and then they're like, alright, the enemy is coming for us, they're too strong, we cannot kill them all, so we need one person to disguise themselves as Marth, wear a cloak, and then just go off and get killed. Who are you gonna sacrifice? And I'm like, what the frick? Like, I've been playing Fire Emblem for 5 minutes. I think I also have to move the top bit. Let's see if I can get all of this in one selection range. Yeah, something like this. There. They throw in a random try not to eat your friends saving throw into the very wholesome epilogue. Okay, so the epilogue was wholesome at least. Good to know, good to know. Okay. There. And then we'll write things. Should I specify which Ganon? I think it's clear from context, no? If I name the event Ganon's execution, do I have to write versus Ganon? Because I think that's pretty implied, right? Little did you know, all of this was actually just a ploy for me to practice my handwriting. What should I do this evening? I don't know, draw. Ganon's execution, just kidding. Wait, you're right. You can just waste away. Do not just waste away. I veto the third option. Waste away, that's always fun. Sometimes, honestly, you need a little bit of just chilling, you know what I mean? Organize some project logistics. Ooh, that sounds difficult. It sounds like something I would be too lazy to do. Like project logistics? Like SMH. Did I put the dots on this layer or the other layer? I put them on the other layer. Okay. Nice. Ganon's execution versus Vati. That'd be really funny. I like the implication that Vati showed up to stop Ganon's execution. Like, I mean, it'd be kind of funny. She said as she organized. I guess that's true. Yeah, good point. Okay, but this is different because it's like a fun timeline, you know? Like, not like a pesky organization schedule. That's untrue. That's true, actually. I do enjoy organizing things. I have a lot of fun organizing things. Color coding things is my passion. There. I guess I'll specify that it's true Ganon. Here. I mean, who's committing the execution, right? Like, it's the 7 sages. The 6 sages? The 7 1/4 sages. Here. I'll just put versus true Ganon. I think it's implied. This is supposed to be as detailed of a timeline as possible, so if you think of anything that I can include that I haven't already included, let me know. Like events encountered. Everything else. This is fair. I think one of the first things I did before starting Wisdomverse was decide which Zelda would be which Octopath class. Like, before actually doing anything. Or maybe right after doing everything, I don't remember, but like, good times. The 7 Sages Sans Lullaby. No, Lullaby was there. Lullaby was there. Everyone has to be there, right? Like, I think you need all 7 sages to do any like, you gotta, when you're executing people, you gotta bring all the sages in, right? Otherwise, it's just unfair. Did you decide if you're gonna draw, Just? You're gonna draw. Also, to everyone, drawing is very much, well, I guess not really encouraged, but if you feel like drawing along, go for it. And show us what we've drawn. At the end, we can all compare the drawings and be like, yay, 2 cakes. Yeah. At least the game warned you before sending a Rutger at your army and letting RNGesus decide who will be your sacrifice. I guess that's true. At least Marth gets to pick. Fun fact, there is actually a canon sacrifice in Shadow Dragon, which is to say that in the sequel, they tell you which character, like, really does get sacrificed. And he shows up anyways. He doesn't even die. He lived somehow. Okay. Now what? Got Wind Waker, we got Hyrule Warriors, we got Phantom Hourglass. I think now we do Twilight Princess in this timeline. Okay. So, Twilight Princess is a full game. Does Link's crossbow training go before or after Twilight Princess? I mean, I don't remember anything about Link's crossbow training. Does it? It goes after, right? I'm pretty sure it goes after. Hold on. I'm looking up Link's crossbow training. He has the hero's tunic, right? And he has the freaking crossbow, which isn't even in the game. It has to be after, right? Link's crossbow training. Freaking... I'm putting it in there. I'm canonizing the crossbow training. Yeah, he has the hero's tunic. This has to be afterwards. That's hilarious. Okay, this is fine. Oh, man. Here we go. You know what's really sad? I have to actually put Agatha in here. I'm sure some people like the bug girl, but I'm not a fan. The crossbow was to try and compensate for losing Midna. After his girlfriend walked away from him forever, Twilight went to the archery range and shot until his fingers bled. Yikes. Poor guy. Oh, man. Wait, Eiji Aonuma wanted to make a Majora's Mask style sequel to Twilight Princess, but Miyamoto made him make crossbow training instead? What the hell? Oh man, I could believe that. That sounds pretty legit to me, actually. Okay. Twilight Princess. Put it over here. We'll put like a little diamond on it. Where'd the diamond color go? Maybe if I labeled my layers, I would know. Okay, this is arrows. This is diamonds. Nice. It's me, I like Agatha. Agatha's fine. I'm just not a fan of bugs in real life. And also, I collected all the bugs. I got every bug in Twilight Princess. Like all the golden bugs and all that. I freaking did it. It wasn't worth it. I just don't like bugs. Weren't they making a TP port for PC? Yeah, I heard about that. Wasn't there also like a web browser version of Wind Waker? Does that work? Is it good? Okay, Twilight Princess. And we finally get to use... Construct Factory, let's go! I really like this theme. We finally get to use these two. Alright. Let's cart off Dusk and Twilight. And then all the way down here. And we'll slap them in. There. A Majora's Mask style sequel to Twilight Princess would have been real interesting. I guess Wind Waker got one. It is kind of weird that... Yeah, it's kind of weird that Twilight Princess didn't get a sequel, to be honest. Technically, it is Four Swords Adventures. Technically, according to the canon timeline, but you will notice that I have decided to move that because I don't believe in it. No, I think I'm missing... I think I'm 1 pixel too low here. There. I may or may not be using a very legally acquired version of Wind Waker. To be fair, even when I played it on emulator. I mean, I played it on my Nintendo PC, my perfectly legit, totally accurate Nintendo PC. Which is definitely a product that Nintendo sells. Okay. We got ourselves a Dusk and Twilight. Who else? Who gets a mention in Twilight Princess? Midna, obviously. Anyone else? Agatha? Are we putting Ilya in here? Is she important? Raise your hand if you like Ilya. I will admit I'm not an Ilya fan, but if people here are Ilya fans, I'll put her in. Who else is important? Telma? Telma's kind of important. Is Renato important? Probably not. I can't put everyone in. It's gotta be like super plot important people. I think Midna, Agatha... I'm not even putting Ilya in. Frick it. Colin has more plot importance than Ilya does. Yeah, Midna and Agatha. That's it. Oh no, my bias is showing. I just think Midna's cool. What can I say? Okay. Versus... Oh, it looks a little blurry now. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's keep it like this. There. Haven't played Twilight Princess. It's a pretty good game, actually. Have no horse in this race, that's fair. My friend Cadence and I, so I was always the Wind Waker fan out of my friend Cadence and I, and she was a Twilight Princess fan. But even she was not a fan of Ilia. I don't know why. I do not quite recall why. Alright, let's put Zant and True Ganon back in here. He's back again. Versus... Zant. And True Ganon. Just so we can differentiate the Ganons. Ah! No! There's no more space! Alas, alas. Okay, I'll move everything over. Ilia is fine, I guess. Was mispronouncing her name for half the— How do you really pronounce it? Am I mispronouncing it? She doesn't— Like, there's no voice acting in Twilight Princess. So there's no right pronunciation, right? Like, nobody ever says her name. I learned very, very late that it's Gerudo instead of Gerudo. I had been saying soft G for, like, my entire life. And then in a cutscene in Tears of the Kingdom, Riju says the name of her country for the first time, and I'm like, what? Lies. Oh, the Sky Temple, I think, is a pretty decently common place to leave TP. Yeah, that's fair. I think some people leave in the Arbiter's Grounds. It's another common place to leave. It's a good game, though. Would recommend. Would recommend. I liked quite a bit about Twilight Princess. Just added extra letters. I like that. Okay, Zant and True Ganon. Feet. Midna! Most important character. Woo! And then Agatha because she shows up in Hyrule Warriors. And I do believe it is spelled with an I, which always confused me. The Sky Temple is the one with the Ukus, which I really think are cool. I'm a huge fan of those guys. They're so creepy. They're so creepy, I love them. You know what? I've been giving all games so far the diamond logo. Does Link's crossbow training deserve the diamond logo? Or does it get like an event logo? This is... You know what? Frick it. Crossbow training is a game. It's just as canon as Cadence of Hyrule or Hyrule Warriors. This is stupid. Agatha's a weird... Oh, she has light magic. Oh, Well, I could see that, I guess. She's like bugs like light, right? Like moth to a flame, sort of. I was about to write crossword training. That's not right. Why is his name so long? Hold on. Link's crossbow. Training. Yeah, I think like if anyone was to hold a poll for everyone's favorite companion character across the Zelda series, I'm pretty sure Midna would win by like a significant amount. I bet someone's already done this. This must have been done. There. It doesn't even, it doesn't feature anyone. It's just there. At some point I'm gonna have to insert Tetris trackers into this continuity and I have no idea where that's happening, but you know what, this is fine. Okay. That's Twilight Princess era. Oh, I forgot. I need another Twilight icon. There, let's... It went too far. Okay. There we go. Not even Tetra gets light as a main element. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, though. I feel like out of all of the Zeldas... I've been thinking about that a lot. I wanted to do a comic, and I can't do this yet purely because I haven't sent Flora to TOTK in the main storyline yet. But I wanted to do a quick comic where each of the Zeldas touches the Sacred Stone and figures out what elemental type they are. Because I've managed to diversify them quite a bit. Like, I think only like a few of them should have light, to be honest. Like, yes, canonically they are all light, but, you know, let's make them different a little bit. Some of them can have light as a secondary. I think, like Pokemon, they get 2 types each. But, like, Sun is, like, definitely light. And then Dot is also, unfortunately, definitely light, but I think Wind also works for her. Because there's, like, a lot of Wind symbolism going on there. And to be fair, Wind kind of works for Sun as well. There. Alright, and I think we need to type chart for the Wisdomverse. Yeah! You know what? Genuinely, here. Okay, hold on. We're taking... We're taking a quick break. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I've never actually written it down. Give me a second. Which characters are which elemental types? Give me a second. Let's do some elemental planning. Here. Okay, so we've got 11 characters now. You're gonna have to deal with my shitty handwriting now. Actually, you know what I can do? Drawing guide. Let's go. Should I leave space between them? Yeah, I'll leave space between them. I always go in time order for some reason. Sun, Dot, Lullaby. Fable. Echo. Dawn. Tetra. Phantom. Echo has to be light? No, I think Spirit is a valid type, which means I think Might is a valid type as well. I think Might and Spirit are kind of connected. So I'm giving her like Spirit type. I think she's actually not light. Lynn's cartography presents elemental maps. I guess that's true. I wouldn't even give her light. And also, I think Ghost is unfortunately not a type. Ghost is Spirit. Like, I think Phantom and Echo are both Spirit type because Echo goes like Might into Spirit, and then Phantom goes like Ghost into Spirit. Dusk. Artemis. We'll try to, essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make them as different as possible, and there are already enough Zeldas with light type. Me going off of Pokemon typing. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of similar to that. I think these are definitely not too different. Okay, let me write Flora a little bit better. Okay, there. So we've got our 11 characters. And now we can assign them types. So Sun is like pretty much like has to be light. And I think there's going to be like a main and a secondary too. I think that's the thing. So here. Assist. Done. I think some of them get secondaries and some of them don't. Spirit Might fits more than Silent. Oh, yeah, you know what? Should I include the links? Huh. Okay, we can include the links. Let's do that. In a slightly different color. Here. Don't see why not. True. I think some links may just not have much of an elemental affinity as well. But there are some that I definitely... So I made an old post that was an Avatar The Last Airbender crossover with the links. So I do have elements in mind for some of them already. And I wrote Ek and not the O. Wait, hold on. There. That's really funny. Okay. Silence. Hyrule. Wind. Spirit. Ooh, Mascotia. Good theme. Twilight. Wars. And Wild. Okay. And the possible elemental types are as such, which we should also keep in mind while we're doing this. Here. Okay. Ah. Oh, it's still set to assist. Okay, there. So here's all the possible elemental types across the Zelda series. I have some of these written down. Oops. Okay. I am going to pull up my notes for this. Let's see if I can get that out. Here. No? Why? Does this work? No? SMH. It took me straight to the it took me straight to the poll. Oh, you recognize this theme? It's Mascosia's theme, I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking at it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure this is Mascosia, which is the DLC final boss of Breath of the Wild. So if you played that, you might recognize this. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Here. Okay. Where is... I never do this on my computer, so it's difficult to pull up. Ah, there we go. Okay, I found it. I found it. Let's go. Where were my elemental types? Did I put them in here? Yes, I did. Okay. I guess I didn't write... Okay. I didn't write all the possible types out, but we can, like, make a quick list. So, considering all games in time order... Actually, no, we can just start with, Let's start with Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, because that defines a lot of the types in the Zelda series pretty, like, accurately. So here. Yeah, if we go in order, I think it's obvious that light is the first. Right? Like, light is always an element. Okay. Light, and then, the 4 stages. Oh, time, too. Time. Okay, and then the sages. So there's the sage of fire. And then there's lightning, which is actually kind of different sometimes. Because fire and lightning are different sages in Tears of the Kingdom. Do I make... Okay, I think I want to kind of make lightning like a subcategory of fire, because I think there's going to be too many elements going on. We'll put it under fire for now. Because there's going to start being subcategories you're going to notice pretty soon. Or, like, not even subcategories, but, like, yeah, it is also an element in Hyrule Warriors, this is true. Like, separate from fire. But, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to which ones we should combine later. For now, I'm going to combine these. But, yeah, there's going to be more. Okay. So there's fire, lightning, what else is there in Tears? There's water, obviously. Water. There's no Sage of Earth, but we'll get there. What else? We're going on a side quest. Shit, you're right. Also, yo, Tetris Wings, how's it going? There's wind, that's true. And then there's dark. Wind. And then we'll put dark in here. I'm definitely missing some, aren't I? Am I missing some? There were 8 sages. There's 8 elements in Tears of the Kingdom. What am I missing? Hold on. Light, time, fire, lightning, water, wind. The frick am I missing? Heck. Were there not 8? Am I misremembering? Shit, hold on. I'm looking up the stages. Spirit is only an Ocarina of Time, but we're getting to that. Tears of the... Wait, no it isn't, it's Minoru! Frick, I'm bad at this! It is Spirit, thanks. That's the one I'm missing. Okay, Spirit. Actually, we'll switch the order because I like Rainbow. Hold on. I've kind of fricked up the Rainbow already though. Frick. It's all good. Yeah, I know, right? Minoru! I forgot Minoru! No, you're right, you're right. She exists. I'm just bad. Okay, Spirit, and then we got Dark. Okay. Now the real question is, do we combine Fire and Lightning? Because this is not even as many as there are. There are more elements now. Because, so in the Four Swords era, there are at least 5 elements. Let me see what they were actually called though. Elements in... Four Swords, because I think we're gonna have at least one extra. The 4 elements, I think they're just called Earth, Fire, Water, and Wind. Yeah, okay. So now we're adding Earth. Alright. So Earth, maybe like a kind of darker green. Okay. And then we can chart our sources too. Because I freaking love organizing things. Minish Cap is the one that really declares elements, so let's go Minish Cap. 2. Okay. And then we can go... Okay, so this is 1, 1, 1. Doesn't really look like a 1, does it? Sorry, hold on. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. Wind, Spirit, Dark. Is it called Dark? Is it called Gloom or is it called Dark in Tears? Ugh, I don't know the names. I just know what they are. Tears of the Kingdom. Elements. Does it have a name? I mean, okay. I'll call it Dark. I don't know if it has like a proper name in Tears. We'll call it Dark. Because there's no like Sage of Dark, you know what I mean? There will be. We're getting to that, but there will be. But not yet. Okay. And then Minish Cap has, it also does reference light. So we're gonna have a few. Yeah, they do call it darkness, don't they? Okay. So we have, in Minish Cap, we have fire. We have water. We have earth. We have wind. And then we have light. I don't think any other elements are mentioned in the Era of the Four Sword either. Yeah, okay. Alright, next. Source of elemental magic is... Ocarina of Time. Okay, so in Ocarina, there are 7 sages technically, but actually only 6 named sages. And they have different things. Let's go check out the list again. Okay, so there's Light, yep, Rauru. Good old Rauru. Always gets to be Light. There is technically not a Sage of Time, because Zelda is called the 7th Sage, but I'm going to make her the Sage of Time, so for the purposes of this thing, time does exist in the Ocarina of Time thing. Yeah, we're gonna get to Hyrule Warriors, don't worry. There is a Sage of Fire. Darunia is a Sage of Fire. There is a Sage of Forest, which is a new subcategory under Earth. Okay. There is a Sage of Water. So we go Forest, we go... Oh, I put this in the wrong layer. God damn it. Hold on. Yeah, if someone could look up the Hyrule Warriors element type, that would be useful too, actually. I'll do that too, but... It's good to know. Okay, Earth. Forest is 3. Water is 3, that's Ruto. Who am I missing? Okay, Impa, the Sage of Shadow, which is a subcategory. Or I keep saying subcategory, but it's not true. I think they're all equal categories. Dark, Shadow. There. Know them by heart at this point? Awesome. That works too. Okay. Is it called thunder or is it called lightning? I think it's called lightning, isn't it? I do remember Hyrule Warriors calling its element lightning. Could be wrong though. Maybe I should separate out lightning. What do you think? There's enough sources using it at this point. Enough sources using it and calling it something different. But there's just so many elements. I want to combine some of them. We're going to be combining more. Okay, so 3 and 3. So that should be 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, okay. So we got Ocarina of Time now. Next. Hyrule Warriors. 4. It is lightning, right? Okay, yeah. Nice. That's what I thought. And I think Hyrule Warriors doesn't use anything new, right? Yeah, light. Fire, water. Lightning. Water. Fire, water, lightning, and darkness. Okay. Next. I'm giving Spirit Tracks the element of spirit. I think it is clear enough, at least to me, that there is some elemental difference there. So there. And then I'm also giving Echoes of Wisdom the element of might. Like the might crystals, etc. You know what I mean? Like if there are light crystals, and there are like other crystals of various types. But I think might is a subcategory, and I don't mean actually a subcategory, but I think it's a related category to spirit. This is my elemental theory. Like they're all like colors, you know what I mean? Like dark blue is a shade of blue. Like that sort of thing. Magic is all color implied. And I wrote about this in my dot post earlier. But in the Zelda series, in my opinion, magic is somewhat considered like a color that you can tune into. And you can choose different aspects of the same color and get various effects. So yes. Cadence of Hyrule introduces music as an element as well. I would put music under the spirit and might category. But you know what? That's kind of fair to some degree. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna actually disallow music because I'm not counting like poison, for example, as an elemental type. I think there are non-elemental ways of damaging people. I think music can evoke an element. So presumably, Cadence of Hyrule is playing music that is keyed to the element of spirit. But you could do that with other things, maybe. You know what? Honestly, if Cadence of Hyrule introduces music as an element, so does Spirit Tracks. But yeah, I think you can use music to play any element. I don't think that is, in itself, a type of elemental damage. Kind of like an Octopath Traveler. I think. That's how I'm gonna go for this. Like, poison is not an elemental type, is it? There's no, like, Sage of Poison. Yeah. Okay. Are we missing anything in terms of sources? Does Skyward Sword mention elements? I guess it mentions light a lot. I guess it mentions light like a decent amount. Poison in COH is treated as earth. Is it? Okay, wait, I like that. I can throw poison under earth, but where is that? Where is that? I don't remember that. Hey, on topic. Trojan Eric just summoned wild. It does have its own elemental wizrobe, that's true. There's ice wizrobes, there's fire wizrobes, and then there's like freaking music wizrobes. That's a good point. You know what? Okay, you know what? Just for fun, yeah, we'll do both. COH 7. That's true. Poison is in the Lost Swamp. I'll take it. I think that's actually pretty valid. I like this. Okay. Oh, I put it on the wrong layer again. God damn it. Hold on. COH. And we'll give that both poison and music. I think it's the only instance of both I can think of. Poison is usually not a thing. In the Zelda series, in terms of elements, it does do like damage when you step in it, but usually it doesn't stay as like a lasting effect until COH. COH I think is one of the few games where you can get poisoned. Which is weird because it's so prevalent in Fire Emblem. Usually poison is like a thing on the ground in Zelda, and then you like walk into poison and you get damaged. Okay, poison, and then we'll do Spirit, Might, and Music all count as the same thing. Okay. Done. Wait, what happened to the... There. Okay, done. Are we missing anything? And, okay, so now we have two things to decide. Do fire and lightning count as separate categories? I feel like they do. I feel like they do. Yeah, okay, I'll move it. I'll move it. So we're gonna go here. Ah. Oh, I forgot the bottom of play. Hold on. Yeah, I think they do. There's enough sources now considering them both to be different. And to be fair, they are actually considered different elements in most other media. It's just Avatar, I think, where they're like the same. Fire Emblem, for example, does treat them differently. In significant ways, in most cases. Okay, so let's just delete this, delete that, and then shuffle these over and give lightning a new color. Okay, there. Weirdly sideways. Hold on. Oh, I love this music, by the way. Hell yeah, Zelda 2. We love our Zelda 2 in this household. Alright, there. Okay. Elemental theory of the Zelda series continues. I believe there are... How many freaking elements is this? Is this 9? 9 isn't bad. 9 elements is not that bad. Also, what color should lightning be? The frick color is lightning. Okay, maybe like yellow? Light is yellow. Ah. They're like kind of in rainbow order, but I fricked it up. I need to pick a color for lightning. I guess it's pink now. Because there's no other pink elements. Yellower. Well, there's no pink elements. So I'm just gonna make it different by making it pink. That's why. Here. They were almost in some kind of weird rainbow order, but they're not anymore. So this is fine. Could be teal for Lana. I feel like teal is the perfect water color, though. Like, this water is too important. Like, water is like in 4 different things. I do like that, though. Yeah. Yeah, Lana is just a freaking Fire Emblem character. She uses a tome to fight like a month. Null took the lightning. Wait, Null? Oh, because it's pink. Oh. Wait, Null is definitely like... Actually, Null is... in my opinion, Null is not a magic type. Null is anti-magic. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good. These are the types. Okay, let's start assigning them to people. So we got hecking sidetracked. We got hecking sidetracked for so long, and I'm going to continue to start sidetracking people because let's go. Let's assign people things. Okay. So some of these are pretty obvious. I'm just gonna fill in like the obvious ones. First of all, there's a lot of people who are gonna have light as their either main or secondary type, I think. Like I just think that's not gonna be avoidable. Also, let's squish this. Alright, close enough. There. Alright. Did you see my message, though? I didn't. Hold on, let me scroll up. Toxic enters Lynn's calm domain. Soft hello after workday strain. Oh, nice. Did you write it or did you use ChatGPT? Says the hours felt so long. Now resting where words feel strong. I love it. I love a good rhyming poem. Either way. AI, huh? Yeah, I can tell. Nice, nice. Glad to have you back, Toxic. How's it been? Okay, hold on, let's see. Sun, light, I think. Duh. Does she even need a secondary type? If she had one, it would be wind. Yeah, if she had one, it would be wind, but that's it. Sky. We can give Sky wind type, right? Does anything else match him? Hold on, let me do reference so I can keep the... Wait, let's do this. There. Now everybody can see all the types even when I scroll in. Wait. Okay, it's kind of difficult. Look, we all know light is there, okay? Light is there. And then everything else. Here. Okay, First is canonically dark type. Oh yeah, because Fierce Deity, right? Yeah, true. Is Sky light? Let's do the obvious ones first, is what I said. Okay. Time is obviously time. Wait, let me actually just make a quick dot of each color below these so that I can do this easier. Give me a second. Oops, wrong thing. I'm gonna write them in their colors. Why, you may ask? Because why not? There. Water. Earth. First is such a dark type that he straight up puts time on dark type in Hyrule Warriors. To be honest, time isn't that far from dark type. Like, he's not very light type. I could see it. That said, I think time is definitely time type. Like, I don't think I don't think there's any argument on that front. Let me also just make this even thinner. It seems I will not be needing so much space. Okay. Well, now it's kind of too thin. Close enough. Alright, now I can pull the colors out easier. Let's go! Okay, so time is time. What else? Echo is might. Echo has to be might, definitely. Yo, Dipsy Dales, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Welcome, folks. We've gotten distracted from making a Zelda timeline, and now we're Pokemon typing the Zeldas, essentially, except using the elements that are described in the actual Zelda series. Okay, Echo is definitely might. What else is there? Tetra's water, and wind is wind. Okay. Phantom is spirit. Spirit might also be spirit. Okay. Dusk and Twilight, both major and dark. Ayo, type charting, yeah, pretty much. Would be darkly hilarious if Lullaby's subtype was poison. Unfortunately, Lullaby has to be time major. And I think I'm going like time dark, I feel like, or time shadow. Because I think like her Sheikah skills from Impa are kind of like shadowish. I think time poison could work, but she's not like poison by default, she just has poison resistance. Like I think she's immune to poison. She's like time dark and that gives her poison immunity somehow. Okay. And then Flora, Wild. Wild I think is actually fire type. Like the blue fire, the like blast on him and stuff. I think all that gives him fire type. Okay. Anything else? So Fable also I believe is fire. And we'll give Silent Might as well, I think. A lot of Links are going to share the same type as their Zeldas. Time Dark, her passive gives her poison. To be fair, I don't think she uses poison yet. We'll see if she continues with that. Yeah, Lullaby is going to be time as well. Okay. Dot is the Sorcerer of Light. So she has to specialize in light. But her subtype is definitely wind. Actually, you know what? I'm tempted to go maybe wind main. We can put wind in here. And Sky might be a wind main. Okay. 4 is gonna be the hardest to decide. I think he might be wind focus. Because green has always been wind oriented. And he battles Vati and all that shit, you know what I mean? Vati's a wind sorcerer. This is what gives Dot her like wind typing. So I'll throw wind for 4. Although, yeah, what else could it even be though? Yeah. Okay, Legend is actually definitely a water type. He's a sailor, he does the mermaid stuff. Okay. Dawn is earth type, I think, or forest specifically. I've portrayed her as a gardener. And Hyrule might be the same. Hyrule Forest, maybe? I feel like fairy type is... is fairy a type? Can we... is fairy an elemental type? How are we doing? Are we really making this Pokemon? Yeah, Hyrule I think is forest and fire. Yeah, genuinely. But I'm deciding which one is main. Unless fairy is a type, in which case he gets that first. I think fairy is not a type. I think you can be a fairy of a different element, but you cannot be a fairy type in the Zelda series. There's no stage of fairy. Yeah, exactly. Saria's forest. That's why forest is even here, actually. So the forest element is only mentioned in Ocarina of Time, I believe. It just goes away afterwards. You think forest first? Okay. I'm alright with that, yeah. I think forest and then fire. I agree. Back when I did the Avatar crossover, I think I did Hyrule Fire main, but I think Forest Fire works best. If there was a steel type, Tetra would be Water Steel, but there isn't. There's no metal. SMH. Nobody likes metal in here. Tetra could be like Water Earth. It kind of works. Okay, what else is there? Oh, we're missing Artemis and Wars. Artemis, I've actually always pictured, so I think she has lightning as one of her focuses. And I want to have her be different from the others. I don't want her to do light main. Like, I know that's her, like, thing, but she does get lightning as well. Yeah, Tetra gets water light in Hyrule Warriors, I agree. But we're trying to, like, make the characters as different from each other as possible. Like, if I were to make every Zelda canon, they would just all be light. And that's not interesting. So we're gonna change things up whenever possible. And I think Tetra could actually be maybe lightning, like water lightning, to kind of do like the storm thing. I think storm would kind of work. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe water lightning for Tetra. Actually, wind should be wind lightning. Wind lightning for the storms. But does Tetra also get water lightning for the storms? I don't know. Oh, Phantom is Spirit Dark, I think. Well, is she? Spirit Earth? Either one could work. Artie with the pink. True, actually. I didn't think about that. I kind of accidentally assigned pink to Artemis. It works. It works. It's fine. All right, these are going to be the harder ones. I'm kind of... Okay, actually, Flora is easy. I don't know why I didn't start with that. I just have to decide which one is first, light or time. So Flora is the only one with 2 canon elements that I really have to stick to. Flora is definitely subtyped to light and time. Which one do you think is main? I hate to give her light as a main, because, like, too many Zeldas have light as a main. But to be fair, Lullaby already has time as well. I'm going time for Flora. And then she can subclass in light. I think her time powers are more powerful than her light powers. Though, to be fair, she's quite powerful in both. Okay, what else we got? I think that's basically it. I think we got almost everyone, except for Warriors. Alright, somebody who has played Hyrule Warriors, tell me what elemental type Warrior should be. He just gets, like, light in the game, doesn't he? That's not interesting. I guess there's not really any links with light as a type, actually, now that I think about it. You know what? Frick it. Warriors is a Zelda now. Fire for Wars? I could see that. I'm tempted to give him light. Hold on. What does he actually get in game? He does have the Fire Rod. Hyrule Warriors. Just like with his main weapon, with the sword. Hyrule Warriors. Warriors Definitive Edition. Definitive Edition. Weapons. Weapons. This is not the page with the elemental types on it. What are you? He gets light on his main, right? Yeah, that's fair. Spirit tracks music, hell yeah. He's light mostly? Yeah. Yeah, okay, you know what? It's funny. It's funny, he can be light fire. I think Warriors gets to be the only Link with a light type. I think it's funny and I'm doing it. Nice. Let's go. Oh yeah, I forgot Epona's an actual weapon. Fire on Fire Rod, lightning on the gauntlets and spinner, that makes sense, yeah. Great Fairy is a weapon or is their own character? Okay. Yeah, do the rest of these people even get subtypes? To be honest, Wind doesn't need lightning. Oh, I forgot Lullaby needs dark. Here. Shadow. Silent should get dark as a secondary because of the old man. I'll take the Sheikah connection. Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I'll take that. I'll give him Might Dark. Might Shadow. He does steal heart containers. We'll see about that Dark Link. Yeah. Okay, Fable. Fable's kind of set on fire. Like, I think fire just encompasses most of her personality. That's really good. I also think Dawn is like... Dawn is just good. Like, she doesn't know it, but... I feel like if Dawn wanted, she could literally do anything. I'm willing to give Dawn every element as a secondary. She's the kind of magical super genius that could totally use every element if she wanted to. Okay. If Dawn wanted to murder, it would be legal. Fortunately, she wouldn't. Echo, you'd say might and light because of the whole Guardian of the Triforce thing. I guess that's fair. Although, like, is the Triforce even light themed? You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a combination of elements. Because it was created by the three... So Hylia is light themed, but the Triforce is created by the Golden Goddesses. And the Golden Goddesses seem to... Well, I mean, for example, like, Furore is very forest themed, and Neru is very water themed, and Din is very fire. So I would say that the Triforce is actually like fire, forest, water themed. So I actually don't think Echo would be light at all. I don't know what she would be otherwise, to be honest. I think it might just be like might double, like that's it. Dawn is the best, hell yeah. Yeah, the Triforce cannot morally judge, correct. Which is why the Master Sword was created as a failsafe. I like that thought, yeah. Yeah, kill the guy with the Triforce with this sword. It is literally the sword that seals the darkness, so, you know. Does Sky get light as a secondary type? There's a lot of light going on at the top of the... It's just, all the light is centered up here. And then everybody afterwards freaking, like, dropped light. Okay, Dusk has to be dark light. But, like, Twilight is definitely not dark light. I think Twilight is dark earth. He's a rancher. Actually, he might even be like Earth Dark. You know what? Yeah. Twilight was not born into the darkness. He was just a good, unassuming Earth type. Until, bam, hit by the darkness. Yeah. I guess dark here is Twilight. There is a darkness inside all of us. True. And we love it. What is Spirit? Spirit would be like Spirit normal. If there were Pokemon types. Like, he's just a guy. Like, he's a really cool guy, and he's like a normal dude, and he just wants to do normal dude things like drive trains. What element best symbolizes trains? Is Phantom Spirit light? I don't want all the Zeldas to be light. This is the problem. I think if I let this happen, all the Zeldas will end up being light. What other elements does Artemis have other than... She has the Wind Waker. Here. Zelda... So she has Sheik as well. What's the elemental typing on Sheik? Let's see. Goddess's Harp. Does it not say? It does not say here. Main article, Harp. Okay, found it. Nice. Okay, the harp is all lightning, and it's secondary light. That doesn't help me. Frick. No. Okay, fine. What are her other weapons? I'm sure the rapier is just light. Oh, Dominion Rod. Right. Yeah. Okay. I think the Dominion Rod is dark type, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Damn it. Okay, it's dark fire. Yeah, Sheik is lightning as well. Dominion Rod is dark. Yeah. Oh, Train would be fire because of steam power. Ooh. Yeah, I can see that, actually. I can kind of see that. She can use all elements. I guess that's kind of true. But to be fair, everybody in Hyrule Warriors can use like a bunch of elements, I feel like. Oh yeah, we included music as a type. What am I doing? This is perfect. Okay, Phantom is spirit music. That's just the same type. The Spirit Tracks gang are double dipping. No. Ugh, okay. The Sandrod is fire in Hyrule Warriors. Oh, that's really funny. God damn it. I feel like everybody in Hyrule Warriors just gets like a bunch of elements, right? Wouldn't steam be water? I guess that's also true. And technically also earth because you burn coal. Damn it. Artemis does get music? No, wait, what? She uses 2 instruments. That's not a lot. Okay, I guess that's kind of a lot. Damn it. I mean, the Wind Waker and the harp. That's it, right? Is that like a canon part of her story? Like, I feel like in the stories and all that, she doesn't really use music like in the plot, right? Like, it's a weapon that she uses. Actually, that's a good question. What does Artemis do with the harp? Like Sheik do with the harp? Okay. Also, music for Phantom. Yeah, Phantom's music is so strong that that they need to get her body back just so she can sing again. So this does make sense. I'm tempted to give Silent music then. Ooh. I think Silent as Might and music would be really cool. God damn it, why is it all the like Might and Spirit characters that are also good at music? Frick. We can't really give music to too many of these people. Legend might be water music. Actually, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Legend has like 9 elements. Yeah, Artemis is definitely lightning, but I need a secondary type for her. Her first appearance is literally her playing the harp in her dreams. That's fair. Does she show up with the goddess harp a lot? Give music to Echo. I can't have all these Zeldas with the same type. I'm trying to differentiate the Zeldas. Echo could definitely be Mike music, this is true. Ugh. Oh, fine. I'll do it. This is the same type. That means Echo and Phantom literally have the same double typing. Like, this is Echo. Hold on. Wait, shit. Got dropped. This is Echo, this is Phantom. They have the exact same double typing. That's kind of bad. Oh, man. It's not my fault. To be fair, Time could be time music. He's just a rhythm guy. Alright, we're giving music to too many people. But it kind of fits though. Yeah, I'm tempted to do Lightning Dark. I think that would make sense for Artemis. I feel like the Sheik types get dark as a secondary type. I think that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Or actually, this would be Shadow then. Hold on. Because Impa is the stage of Shadow. So the Sheikah typing gives you Shadow. I think that makes sense. Like, music is a pretty prevalent thing across the Zelda series, although to be fair, it is concentrated in like Times games and Legends games. And then also Spirit Tracks. Alright. If Tetra had to have a type. Yeah, exactly. Music is a major part of the Zelda series, so like showing up in a cutscene with one instrument is actually not that much. Like, that is actually less music than Sky plays, and I'm not giving Sky music type, for example. Like, Sky plays the harp a lot more than Artemis plays the harp, for example. Yeah, Cadence of Hyrule, I agree. I do want... That's why I think Echo should get music, but to be honest, Phantom kind of deserves music too. Damn it, maybe not. These secondary typings are difficult. Legend plays like 30 instruments. I agree. Legend gets music. He plays 9 instruments canonically, I think. The ocarina and then the 8 that you get in Link's Awakening. I can't think of any others he plays. I think it's just those 9. But yeah, that is 9 whole instruments. What about Fable? Fable doesn't really have a secondary typing either, to be honest. Echo has an argument for every type. Yeah, it's more about like what their personality is what we're going here. You know, we gotta like find the right elemental type to match them. Yeah. Yeah, Wind Waker isn't determinate, but it still conducts music. I agree. I think that was one of the arguments people made for Artemis being music type, but I will say that I think Artemis uses music less than the other characters who use music. I think Sun is strong enough light type that she has to be just light. So I'm actually going to give her that. Like, she doesn't get a secondary type. Is there a type effectiveness chart? Yeah! I would make one. I would definitely make one. What is Sky? Okay, I'm doing Wind Lightning for Sky. Because I've been kind of viewing... I did not come up with this theory, but I've been viewing these Skyward Strikes as like a kind of lightning type attack. So he hates storms, but he is storm typed. Wait, no, that's the same typing as... Frick, that's the same typing as wind. I can't do that. Ugh. I have to... Look, Echo and Phantom are going to be in conflict here. Because Echo and Phantom both have the same type, and Wind and Sky are going to have the same type. We need to stop this from happening. Sky. Wind. Is it just favoritism or am I actually right? Don't worry. I'm here to be equal and not biased. This is what's happening. Okay, you know what? What if Phantom... I'm taking out music for Phantom. What if Phantom is wind? Because ghosts are kind of like wind spirit. Like, I feel like ghosts have like a wind typing to them. And also she's the descendant of wind. Oops. I feel like this could work. Wars does also canonically do the Skyward Strike. Yeah. I mean, Hyrule Warriors is gonna like copy from every other game and that's totally fine. But I'm gonna try to find like whatever is unique about it and use that instead. Whenever possible. So for example, the lightning type for Zelda is actually pretty decently unique. I don't think too many of the other Zeldas have. In fact, I don't think any other person has lightning as their main type. Which I like. Like, I want to try to go as unique as possible with these typings. Okay. What else we got here? So we need Tetra. Tetra could honestly be water all the way through. I can't think of a good second type for her, and Wild could honestly be fire all the way through. Time's only option for secondary typing is music. And I don't think he deserves it that much. Okay, you know what? I'm tempted to give 4 Wind Shadow. Because of, you know, Shadow. Does he get Shadow typing just for having a dark form that he befriended? I mean, he did befriend the dark... I mean, I'm just saying, you know? Befriending a dark form is pretty cool. That should get you a typing. Also, Sky is related enough to the Zeldas that he gets light as a secondary. Yeah, Sky is Wind Light. 4 might be Wind Shadow. There. Okay. Time second type is Time. I kind of agree. I'm kind of going all in on Time. So this line just means that they have the same secondary as their first. Okay, Fable. Fable could be double fire. She's just... I really just have like super coded her in fire. She's definitely not music. She doesn't play the instruments that Legend does. You have to write Time again. No, I think it's like better to see. It'll be very funny. I mean, I think it's better to see that like they're the same type. That's why I'm keeping it blank. Like just for my own sake, to see the characters that have the same type. Nobody's water secondary. Like I'm looking at this and there's like a lack of blue on the side. Not a single person is Time as a secondary. Goddamn, really? That's kind of weird. Hold on, who am I missing? Who needs Time as a secondary? I guess everybody who has Time. Wow, yeah, everyone who has Time as an element uses it as their primary. I don't think anyone needs Time, oh, other than Sun. Time has Time as a secondary, that's true. That's true. Sun could have light Time, to be honest. She does do the whole going back in time thing. Is that enough? Ooh, should I mess with Echo? Echo could be might Time. I'm not doing that. Fable technically has the Harp of Ages. She doesn't even play it. Since I played Oracle of Ages first, she's not even in Oracle of Ages. She's in Oracle of Seasons for me. Because Fable will show up in the second game you play, whichever the second one is. Okay, I'm going Fable all in on fire. Okay. I kind of like that Legend and Echo both subtype in music. I just think it makes sense. Yeah, Sun has as much time implications as Echo, I agree. Tetra for water fire? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. Like bombs, cannon, gun. It's a water gun though. But you know, it's a gun. Okay. I can see water fire. The secondary category is really missing water. No one... Is Wild fire water? Because he, like, you know, sleeps in the attitude. Yeah, true. Attitude's a good reason. Does Hyrule deserve forest and fire, actually? I'm kind of thinking. He does have... His most powerful spell is lightning. But he uses fire, I feel like, more. Because the fireball that you shoot from... I mean, I always thought that the thing you shoot from the Master Sword is, like, kind of fire-ish. Alright, we'll do water fire on Tetra. Wait, that way together, Tetra and Wind make up the same elements as the 4 sages from Breath of the Wild. I love that. It is like a laser, like the Guardians. Yeah, it just kind of feels fire-coded for me for some reason. Like a fire-coded laser. I guess lasers are lightning. Is Wild double fire then? Wild is kind of arson-based. He might be Fire Forest, but that's just Hyrule. I wish Fairy was a type. If Fairy was a type... Yeah, if Fairy was a type, then Time would be Time Fairy. Hyrule would be Forest Fairy. Do I make Fairy a type? Is it a different type? There's no Sage of Fairy. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm not doing it. Okay, what else do we even change here? We only have 2 left. Spirit, where like, I think Spirit might just be Spirit all the way through, to be honest. I don't think he has anything else. I think that makes sense for him. He's just double Spirit. And then Wild? I'm thinking Forest like Earth for Breath of the Wild, you know? Because it's like, it's very Earth themed. Like you're wandering around in the wilderness. That's like very Earth coded, no? But then he has the same typing as Hyrule, but in reverse. Ugh. All the links continue to overlap with each other. Okay, fine. I'm doing it. He can have Forest and Fire, and then Hyrule can have Forest and Fire, but in reverse. Oh yeah, I forgot that Ice is a type. It is technically a type, so I'm gonna add it to the list. Ice is an elemental type. It does count. And it's mentioned in Choose a Kingdom. Not as like a proper elemental type, but as like a type. There. Mind, ice, muscle. Mind is like might, I think. Muscle is earth. I don't know. Okay. Okay, this makes some sense to me. I could see this. I might make some changes later, though. I feel like there's too much overlap here. And nobody has subtyped into water. Why is nobody? Is legend music first and then water? That might be interesting. Okay, for now though, this is what I'm going with. This is what I'm going with. I could be convinced on a lot of these though. I think the only ones that are like, I'll make a quick, like I think these ones are pretty much set. Like some of these are set here. Like sun has to be light. Actually, let me delete this because we've resolved this thing. Okay. Yeah, sun has to be light. Sky has to be wind. Which ones am I like doubtful on? I think could use more subcategory elements to, yeah, but I think some of these, like wild, I guess wild could be like fire earth, for example, but I did pick the right subcategory when putting it down too. I think it unfortunately just doesn't change things. Like, time is time, you know? Nothing you can do about that. Yeah, okay. I'll think about this. I'll think about this, but I think we have a decent list so far. I might try to change a few things just to make them different. Warriors is fire because of the fire rod, for example. But he does have other weapons. I think they're all just fire. Alright, let's leave this for now and go back. Also, wait, what else was I working on? Do I have anything else I was working on? Hold on. Oh yeah. I was doing like a little Tetra versus Phantom thing. Like as in just like a quick drawing guide type of thing for myself, honestly. Here, you know what? I only have a few minutes left. I'll, well, not really. I guess I have half an hour. I'll put that up here. I'll just kind of work on this. Yeah, no overlap rule makes a perfect typing for everyone basically impossible. This is true. I'm not saying that there should be no overlaps. I'm just trying to like minimize overlaps. Like, I think Hyrule and Wild, for example, are very different people. So the fact that they both have fire and forest is like, I guess. They do different things with it, at least. Okay. That's so cute. Thanks. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to like draw some of the differences out for myself, you know? I think it's useful to have like a little... Because I do design these characters differently, and some of them kind of look similar sometimes. But like I have put some I put some thought into like how the differences work on them, you know what I mean? It's like, for example, let me pick a bright color. Like Tetra's little hair things go like this. I need a larger here. Yeah, Tetra's little like hair things go like this, but Phantom's actually go in the opposite order. That's how you can tell them apart. And then like Tetra has like more pointed eyes. Whereas Phantoms are like rounder, and then she also has like the little like this thing. Oh yeah, of course there's a swirl. Yeah, I've been drawing them like this for a while, but like this is like essentially just me detailing my designs from like 3 years ago. And then there is of course the obvious hair swirl. We love our hair swirl. I don't even need to draw it. I think people know that she has a hair swirl. There. And then let me make a mask here. And then just kind of like carve away some of the stuff that's underneath other things. There. And then I guess I'll like kind of shade this a little bit, you know, just for fun. So here we'll do like, yeah, pick a color. This one. Good song choice. What number are we on now, I wonder? Hold on. Yeah. 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 Number 41, and this is the staff roll from Ocarina of Time, apparently. Cheating. Cheating again. Okay. So mad that this playlist only has one music from Echoes of Wisdom and it's the Credo Sanctum theme. Wasn't there more? Was there not more? Did they not put like Tri's theme anywhere? Also, like the main theme of Echoes of Wisdom is so good that I can't believe they didn't put it in. They didn't? Really? Missing out. Was the list made before the game came out? No, it seems to have been made like 1 month ago. So they've had time. The glorious reprise against Null. I just like Tri's theme. It's so good. Oh, and like the Hyrule Field theme of Echoes of Wisdom. It's so good. That's my favorite. Yeah, the overworld theme. I love that. Exactly. I feel like that thing deserves a mention. It's a bit strange that I keep going for like light on their noses. Maybe I change this and just get rid of it. I can never decide how to do noses. I stole my noses from Dungeon Meshi. Alright, do they get more shading than this? Maybe a little bit of individual shading in their individual colors. Don't know how to do mouths? Yeah, that's fair. Mouths are difficult. I agree. In order to draw mouths, just believe in yourself. No, I'm kidding. I think how I draw mouths, for like clothes mouths, you just kind of do like a this, and then like you know those like the memes, like that like that thing, like the mouth, like the gremlin mouth. Yeah, you do that, but then you flatten it out, like this. And like only show as much as is needed. But then like for certain characters like Tetra, for example, she's like kind of smirking, so she gets that little smirking face. Yeah, you do cat mouth and then you flatten it out. Because that's actually how mouths work, like, you know what I mean? Mouths do actually kind of go like this a little bit. That's my quick tip. Open mouths? Yeah, I hate doing open mouths. The recent Phantom artwork I did had an open mouth and I was like, I spent so much time on that. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Wait, here. And then here, and then if I open Tumblr, I guess it'll be more visible. Oh, you can't make things full screen? You can make things full screen. Yeah, here. Yeah, this. Yeah, open mouths takes me so long. The pain, the horror, the tragedy. Drawing open mouths. I don't think I'm like completely correct about them, so I don't really have any advice, but I don't know, just draw a mouth. Draw a mouth and believe in yourself. Also, ghosts are cool. That's my main takeaway. Okay, back to this thing. Here. Yo, Specky, how's it going? How is it going? How have you been? Let's do some shading. Makes her look evil. I like the gremlin, like 3 mouth, to be honest. Gremlin mouth, good. Yeah, I couldn't stop by yesterday, Specky. What were you up to? I raided in, but I had to run. Hopefully you were up to some fun things. Hell yeah. Don't remember? Understandable. Have a nice day. Art's going well. As always. Art is going. The art continueth. We got a little distracted today. We didn't necessarily do art the whole time, maybe. But that's okay. Because instead we elementally typed the Zelda characters. She's not evil, just conniving. A little bit of gremlin nature exists in everybody who made it into the adult timeline, which is to say these two. You have 5 jobs and you're tired from 2 of them? Yikes. That sounds like a lot. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you managed to take a break at some point. Breaks are hard to take nowadays, aren't they? Alas, alas. I feel like a lot of characters are not evil, just gremlin, to be honest. Seems to be a recurring trend. YouTube side suffering. Unfortunate. Yeah, I've solved that problem by just not doing the YouTube bit. I did not solve the problem. That is a lie. I have ignored the problem. Ah. Oh no. There. Making vids, editing, making scripts. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you will, friends of this channel will notice that we do actually have a set of edited videos, and that is because Sylph back in the day was very, very kind enough to make some for me. But in terms of videos that I have made myself, none. What video are you making at the moment? Something fun, I hope. I'm sure it is. Talking about future units for a gacha. Ooh, that's fun. I think the next video I'll have to release is the full Zelda timeline one, or not timeline, the full Zelda ranking one that we did ages ago. I have edited it because we made a few changes afterwards in the Discord, and I wanted to just put those changes in. But otherwise, it'll just be like the live stream. To be fair though, that live stream was like so freaking cool. We essentially went through and rated every single Zelda game based on its power, wisdom, and courage to see which Zelda game is truly the most Zelda-ist Zelda game of them all. Want to do Fire Emblem new game? Ooh. Then do an all-gun run. Oh yeah. Yeah, nuns with guns only. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm definitely going to be playing Fortune's Weave. That game looks so cool. Love that. I wonder if we're going to have any routes to pick or something. I'm kind of hoping that if we do, there's like some convergence in the way. Purely because I'm, like, I don't want to have to play the game 4 times to get the story. Like, I did it for 3 houses. I would prefer not to do it again. If there's any routes to be picked, though, I'm picking Leda. She's so cool. Love Leda. She's so awesome. Have you seen her? Goddamn. There is a man I hate so much that merely killing him will not satisfy me. And I'm like, yes! You go, girl! I'm thinking she'll probably be the fan favorite, all things considered. Alright. Let's turn Tetra's hair a little bit, and I think we're done with this. Hold on. Here, and... I think it's not facing downwards enough. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of Phantom versus Tetra. Whoa. See, Apple changed their interface recently, and it's been pissing me off. Like, the place where I... the place where I usually click to, like, select erase, sometimes accidentally, or to select the brush that I use, accidentally gets me to select, like, the zoom out menu, and I'm like, ah. Oh, I forgot the errors earlier, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, it's error redeem time. If you have summoned something, and you got an error, you can now self-report it, and I will give it to you, because I wrote a function for this earlier. Yeah, the entire emblem gacha in here, by the way, like the whole like summon emblem units thing, I coded all of that from scratch, so I have full control of it. If you want a feature, let me know, and it may or may not happen. Hey, Mulgara's battle theme Wind Waker. Gotta jam when this one comes up. Okay, open in terminal. And open Python. What? It stopped. It stopped. Oh, it's back. That's weird. We can request features. How do we make them fight? That's too much work. That's too much work. I'm not doing it. Okay, who wants an error? Name yourself and name your errors. Anyone else errors? By the way, if you request an error, what that means is that you have summoned in the past and it didn't work for you. And if that happens, you get to request an error and I'll just give it to you. Is Mob the only error request? Okay, I'm giving one to Mob. Alright, let's see, add error, bam. Import, save. Okay. There. Mob, click your, try yours again. I just gave you one. Meanwhile, we jive. It worked. Nice. Okay. Errors granted. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the timeline. We got so distracted. Ah. Oh no, the music stopped again. No. It'll be back. It'll be back eventually. I think it's just internet. That's unfortunate. Sometimes the internet do be like that. Wait, hold on. I'm still streaming. This is very strange. Okay, timeline's back again. I guess the music is just gonna stop. Can people still hear me? Am I still streaming? This is very strange. I do not claim to know why the internet has decided to leave me, but alas, it has. You're still live? Okay, good to know. Seems like a bit of a delay too. If you're getting a delay that seems significant, try reloading your stream now. I have attempted to lower some settings. It shouldn't affect anything really, but hopefully you can get, I don't know. We can test the delay. Once you hear this, type, I don't know that you hear this. Actually, that's not very unique, is it? Once you hear this, type your favorite video game. Done. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, okay, alright, fair enough. ALTTV, oh, good choice. Undertale, oh, good choice. Impeccable taste in this chat. Your favorite video game, goddammit, Nestor. I love that. Okay, I forgot to add the gap here. There is a gap in time. Actually, I guess I already did add the gap because it's already up here. Never mind. Gap has been added. So, Twilight Princess. What color? I already know what color. Dark purple. There. Let's go from this square. From this square onwards. Maybe like halfway. There. Okay. Twilight Princess gets its own little era. And then next we skip back into the adult timeline. And the music has really just died apparently. Okay, let's go put the music back on a little bit. I'm gonna try reloading the page. Or maybe we just pick a different here. Okay, this is working. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Why? I'm just gonna delete a bunch of pages, hold on. Okay, there we go. Is the music audible once more? Is this good? Hopefully this is good. Okay, we have music, and it seems like the delay is at least somewhat fixed. That's good. Okay. And into Spirit Tracks. It's not the right brush. There. Into Spirit Tracks. But like correctly this time. Love me some Spirit Tracks. Notable NPCs. Anjin, Burn. Basically it. And then on the Versus side, good old Chancellor Cole and Miletus. I've also been listing the enemies out in order of power. Lineback the Third. Yeah, you know what? I could. He's not story important, really, unfortunately. I mean, kind of. He just really kinda isn't. Like, whether or not he deserves to be mentioned is debatable. I do love Linebeck, don't get me wrong. Like, Linebeck the original is one of my favorite characters. But, like, I didn't mention, for example, Jolene in Phantom Hourglass, so I can't really mention Linebeck the Third in Spirit Tracks. That said, what did I do with Hilda? What did I do with Hilda? Okay, I did write feet Hilda. Okay. So I guess the real question then is, where does Burn go? Burn is one of the few villains in the series that actually turns good at the end. Are we going to give him his ending morality or his starting morality? You know what? I'm gonna give him his ending morality. We did that for Shadow, right? Did I write feet shot? I did, yeah. Okay, we did that for Shadow. He deserves it. My handwriting makes the A's look a little bit too much like O's. Someone's gonna read this as like Molotus. Which doesn't sound that bad, to be honest. Anjin. Lover. Molotus. Burn. Yeah, I'm not citing Linebeck the Third. Or, should I? He's really... he's really not important. I didn't cite Gonzo in Wind Waker, so I can't cite Alfonso here. Okay, I'm not doing it. It's just Anjin and Burn. I had to include Agatha, is what I was going to say, because of Hyrule Warriors. This unfortunately does not carry over to Spirit Tracks, because because Linebeck the Third doesn't make an appearance anywhere else. Okay. Spirit Tracks. Bam. This is the arrows. This is the names. This is the things, okay. Nice. And then let's erase this. It reminds me of the, oh yeah, the Mermaid AU. You missed them? Oh, did the AU finish? That makes sense. Okay, and then Spirit Tracks also has a To Hyrule Warriors, so I'll just copy that from here. Linebeck 3 makes an appearance in my heart. I love that. Is there a list of costume creations you've done before? That's a good question. Okay, no, but I can... In fact, I should make one. So a lot of them I did back in the day when I wasn't really keeping track of things. Let me see if I can do one from memory. Actually, hold on. Let me try to do one from memory right now so that I can just keep that in mind. We're gonna get sidetracked again. Give me a second, hold on. I'm just gonna type these out. So, alright, I'll leave this up actually. Here. Source. Didn't I have a source? Window capture. Text box. Notepad, maybe. Sublime, maybe? Sublime. Okay, good. Text. Cancel. Open up this. No. Do not be sorry. I only get distracted because I mean to. A wizard is never late nor early. They always get distracted when they mean to. Okay, hold on. Hold on, this is important. Okay, you can see this, right? You got this? I cleared out everything else, right? Okay, let's go. Starting from the beginning, I think the first costume redeem I did... Oh, I don't remember, but I did an Aleer. I did Lynn. Effie. I did... People just shout out costume redeems that I've done. It's been too long, I've forgotten. I have a list of the newer ones because I've been keeping track of them, so let me open that. Someone... Was it Nestor? Was it you who did ALTTP Link? I think I did that one. That was the last one that I did without the textures, so that's the last one that needs to be ported over. But the ones that I did with textures, I have most of them. So, extra costumes. Here. Okay, here's my list. I did Echo. I did the Gerudo theme, like Riju. I did Ghost for Halloween a while ago. Actually, that's one of the older ones. So actually, everything after this I have, like, I have accessible and I could use again. Unfortunately, the older ones I didn't do with the same, like, texture swapping method. Essentially, after, like, a certain point, I think right after I did ALTTP Link, unfortunately, I decided to, instead of using, like, the inbuilt features in this software, I literally just hard-coded a texture swap. So... So like everything after this I can actually freely modify because I have full control over this. There was a Tetra one, I don't have that still because it's old. So Tetra's up here in like the, this is old. I would need to remake. Yeah, and this was like Lynn from FE Engage, so it was like an Engage ring, I think. Alright. Okay, Ghost. I did like a kind of sunflower-ish one. I did a snow theme, like this is like the white hair. White hair. Like not Snow White. Oh yeah, I have a Christmas one. There's Xmas. Ravio. Halloween. This is all new. I have the textures. Okay, I think... Oh, let me see if I can make this bigger. There. Anyone else remember any of the older ones? I feel like other ones were redeemed in the past. Yeah, there's been a lot, actually. Mario, Snow, Sunflower, Tetra, Christmas. Tetra. Oh, I have the Tetra texture. It's just broken. I guess Tetra texture exists, but is broken. There. Okay, and then I think the current list, TBD, is Freenos. This is the Hades. Yeah. Oh yeah, toss what you have in the Discord. Yes. And I will cross-check against that. That'd be awesome. Thank you. And then I can also put in the names. That'd be useful if you have them. Hold on. I'm gonna open this. Yeah, this is the current list, I think. So these are the ones that I already have. I do not have these. Is this from Zelda? What? What is this? Hold on. 10 minutes. Oh, it's from... This is from Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Shit, this sounds nice. I'm putting the music up. Okay. Nice. Okay, we have things. Lineage, Mesa, ALTTP. I think that was Nestor, right? Wait, Nestor, was it you who did ALTTP Link? I just asked. You did. Yes. Okay. Wait, did you say that you did? Nestor? Tetra? I think that was also Mesa. Sunflower was also Mesa. Mesa got 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, that was you. Okay, awesome. Nestor... Lark. Okay, Alir was also Mesa. I remember this. Echo was obviously Mob. Gerudo, I don't remember who did this. Ghost was me. Who did? Okay, let's see. Oh, Gerudo was Joe Generic. Yes. Joe Generic, I remember this. Is there an underscore in your name, Joe Generic? Yes, it is. Okay, Gerudo was you. Awesome. It is Gerudo. I always pronounce it wrong. Also, instead of using these, I should use these things. There. That way I can see stuff better. This is really nice. I need to look this up, like this music. It's good music. Okay, Ghost. Sunflower. And then Christmas was Marionette, right? Yes, it was. Okay, awesome. Marionette. Doll. And then Rabia was the recent one from Hobbit. Does your name have excellent or underscores? It doesn't, right? Is it Giganticism? That might be it. And then Halloween was it High Side? Yeah, I think so. High Side Bay. Okay. Does not. Oh, and it's just Gigantism. Whoops. Okay. Are we missing any? Snow. Who did the snow one? I think that was also Marionette, right? Yeah, I think you actually asked for Gandalf. And then it kind of ended up looking snowish. These are like the requests that didn't quite work. Like it was supposed to be Gandalf. Marionette. Doll. It just looks like snow. Didn't change anything. Yeah, and then this was, the sunflower was actually Tetra. As the 2 for the price of 1. There. Okay, I think this is everyone. I did Ghost. I remember this. Yeah. Okay, nice. And then this one was currently on power outage, which is Jervis. Currently on power outage. Okay. Save. Streaming. Costume. List. So now I know. Okay, neat. Good to have that. Good to keep track, because I keep making these, and I keep just remembering which one, but like I think last time I got them confused at the beginning too, so now I'll know. Now I'll know. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end stream. I went a little bit longer than I usually do, but hey, it was worth it. We got sidetracked a few times, but what is life without a few side quests? Stick around for tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing, actually sorry, not tomorrow. I might be changing my schedule, folks. I think what I'll be doing is I'm gonna be doing, so I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week, and then from now on I think I'm gonna have Tuesdays as my off day, and I might stream on Thursdays and I might not, we'll see. So keep an eye on that. The schedule might be changing a little bit. Everything else is gonna stay the same. It's just I think Tuesday streams are gonna be replaced by Thursday streams, probably. Yeah. And if you want to keep abreast of those developments, check out the Discord. I've got one of those. If you type in !Discord into chat right now, you'll get a link to that. Come join us over there. We like to hang out. We like to talk about strategy and tactics and Zelda too sometimes. Yeah, last but not least, let's go raid somebody. Thank you for the support, folks. Let's give somebody a raid. Who is doing a stream today? Who is doing a stream? Looks like Mesa Fulmi's doing some Final Fantasy. Let's go raid Mesa. Hold on, folks. Gonna type your raid. Nice. Raid Mesa Fulmi. Bam. Let's go say hi to them. And I will see you all later. Take this out. Put the timeline up. It gets longer. We didn't make it to the Wild Era today. We got distracted. No. Alright, bye folks.